Hello everyone, you're welcome to class. So we'll begin to round up the DevOps 1 module, and today we're going to be looking at Ansible. We'll use Ansible to automate deployment. We're going to be deploying our application since we have staged and we are so far comfortable with what we have at the staging environment. It is assumed that the QA guys are also happy with what we've done. And now we want to deploy to uh, production. So in deploying, we'll set up a minimum of 2 servers to deploy to, okay? And then we use Ansible to automate the deployment, okay? Now, before we do that, on our staging server, can you hear me, everyone? Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So, in our staging server, is where we containerized our application, Docker PS. Nothing is showing Docker PS flag A. So I think you are working with which of the on? I think Bliss on. Is that correct? So can we start? Docker start hosting on, and also Docker start list on. So you run Docker PS. Okay, I think we're gonna work with one is on 88 while the other is on 90, 90. So we're gonna use Austin Con. So this app that is resident in Austin Con has Tomcat image and has our application. So what we're going to do now is we'll push it to our repo on Docker Hub. Okay. And what that means is we can discard this staging server. In fact, we can discard our entire servers. And then if we need it, if they need the application again, we just need to launch a new server, install Docker on that server, and pull the image from Docker Hub. You won't have to go through the process of Docker file, setting up Tomcat. No, everything will be contained inside that image. Okay, it's just like what we did when we take the image of a server and then we use that image to launch another server. Okay. It also means that if I successfully push the image of this our container or image of this our containerized app to Docker Hub and I make the repository public, you can pull it from your own respective servers as long as you have Docker installed and configured on those servers. You can pull it, right, and deploy it straight ahead. Okay, so let's quickly look at that now. So what I need you to do now is everyone go to your browser. From your browser, go to Google and search for Docker Hub. Please do that and let me know. If you would like to share your screen so I can guide you, let me know so I can make you. Please, your Docker should have a C, please. Don't mind my mistake. anybody doing it?
I'm logging into my Docker Hub now.
Okay. If you are in Docker Hub, please let me know. If you are there, go to repository.
Repository.
Okay. When you get to repositories, click on create
Is
repository.
it create? I've seen create repository here.
So click on create
Sorry.
repository.
Okay, create. Okay. Okay. Repository name.
Okay. So I'm just going to call this July 24.
July 24.
Okay. It says it will not allow.
I type my own together. I put July 24 together.
Right. So short description for July with Demo. Okay, so I'm going to make my public repo, and that's all I need to do. I'll click create repo. If you have any challenge doing that, please let me know so I can guide you.
Mhm.
Is anybody saying something?
By default, it's on public.
What do you say?
I said by default, mine is on public.
Yes, you can decide to make it private.
Private.
The options are there for you to choose private or public.
Okay, let me make it public for now. Public. Great. Okay, it's created already. Docker push. This is the tag name. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me, everyone?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, so the next thing is to log in into Docker Hub. To do that, look at the command docker login flag u is user followed by your Docker Hub username. Okay, followed by your Docker Hub username. After that, it's going to prompt for the password of your Docker Hub. If you enter that successfully, then you get this message, login succeeded. Okay. So now
my this is not on yet.
your what is not on?
I've not logged into my DBS or something for now. I'm just trying to. I wanted to watch your video before.
It's okay.
Mm.
So let's move on. Now that we are
Yeah.
logging into Docker Hub, nothing is going to change on your command line interface. So don't expect anything to change, but you will know you've logged in by the time you attempt to push. Okay? So the next thing we want to do
Okay.
is
Yeah.
let us commit our container, all right? So you run the command. All right, guys. So the command is docker commit the container ID or the container name. Okay. So let's use Austin con. Okay. Followed by what you saw here the other time. Look at this guy here. The name, the username of your Docker Hub / the repository / the tag name. Okay. Copy that and then you paste here. So for me, I like to use date and time for my tag. So it's gonna be 10, 11, 24 underscore time 2028. Right? Is there anybody who has any question? What I want to do is we want to save this containerized app. All right. Remember in Git, we said that storing or saving means what? Sorry, commit means what? Does anybody remember?
The saving point.
Beautiful. So we want to save this our containerized app before we push it to Docker Hub. So the command is docker commit the container ID, the Docker Hub username / the repo name column the tag. Okay. So if that's successful, if you run the command docker images, see it here. Okay. Who can tell me the difference between, let me clear. What's the difference between this image and the other images? Anybody? The difference between that image and the other images? Just pick a, there's no wrong answer, just try.
The one of the latest one we just did now, it carries your Docker, the Docker Hub, the name now, this repo.
Yours
Docker
is the
Hub
name.
username.
Yeah,
Docker Hub username.
Okay.
Why the other ones will not, the other one will not carry Docker Hub username.
Okay.
Yeah, the other ones are from Docker Hub. But the other
Okay.
ones are not for just image on this. Yeah. The first one
Okay.
we did now, the first one there is Docker Hub. Yeah.
All of them are from Docker Hub. All these images.
Mm.
If we are using Docker, then the images will be from registry of Docker, which is Docker Hub.
Sorry, I don't, okay, I mean from your personal Docker Hub
Oh,
registry.
okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
What I mean.
Yeah. 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 Right. Yeah. Because that's the
Yeah.
difference also. Go ahead. Any other
Yeah.
thing?
So I think the mobile tech is the entire repository of Moban. Why the from Docker? Why the other ones are the individual ones? Individual containerized repository.
I almost said excellent when you said the entire. So I was going to ask, what does the what does the entire entail? Thank God I waited for you. Oh yeah, very beautiful attempt. Who else can also try? Yes, it's the entire of something, but not the entire that you talked about. It's an entire of something.
I said the entire repository of the entire containerized repository in your Docker hub.
And so what does
Okay,
that
I think it
In your
the
contains the
Docker,
entire?
application. It contains the
Uh-huh.
applications.
Uh,
The applications that we are trying to deploy. Yeah,
So
it's different.
you
That's
see that
different.
two
Yes.
good years are better than one. When you said entire, you are not trying to walk
Yes.
back to the answer because I've already shown you. Beautiful. You know, this
Yes.
one contains both. This one has Tomcat image. It also has the app.
Yes.
These
App.
ones are
Yes.
just what? They're just Tomcat images. They don't
Look at
have
look at
the
image.
app
Yes.
inside of them.
We have on it.
Okay.
Mm.
So
Yes.
if you pull Tomcat from Docker Hub, you have to keep your image inside it. But if I ask you to go and pull this guy now, if I ask you to go and pull this guy, you don't have any other thing to do again. Just go and browse. The moment you pull it successfully and run it into a container. That's all.
Mm. Wonderful.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I thought I was dropped. So let's push it to Docker Hub. Okay. And then let's see if anyone whose server is up and who has installed Docker can pull it, and let's see what you can do with it. Is that okay?
Maybe
So the
let me run my this. Let me
so
bring up
the
my system.
command to push, you already have it here. Look at it. Docker push. Okay. Docker push this. But don't forget our own repo is what? 10.11.24 underscore 2028. Okay. You do not need the container ID in Docker push. Why? Because this repo already have all of that in it. Okay, so that's it. It's getting pushed. So can we come here and refresh? This is it. So anyone who has Mr. Atford, let's see, just go and pull mobile technologies / July 24, do latest. Okay. Are we together?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if my C keypad is having issue or it's just me that is not pressing it well enough. All right, so today while we are waiting for Mr. Adford who wants to pull and see how it's gonna be on his own PC, let's talk about Ansible. Okay. Ansible is a simple IT automation engine that can automate all the command you can possibly provide within your terminal. It is also an IAC tool. It uses very simple language, which is called YAML, YAML. Okay. And YAML files are also called Ansible playbooks. In other literature, you hear them refer to them as manifests. Okay. Ansible can help us deploy on the host and also deploy simultaneously on multiple nodes on other servers. It will deploy small programs in format of YAML files, okay, to deploy them to servers remotely. So Ansible executes this deployment over SSH. When I say over SSH, then you automatically knows that if I want to deploy from staging server to production server, then I must have established SSH connection between my staging server and the multiple production servers. Okay. Now there are two parts to Ansible file. We have the playbook, which is the YAML file, which is also the manifest. And this is the one that contains the list of all commands to execute for automation. And we also have the host or inventory. Host or inventory. It contains the list of servers, or you call them nodes, that you want Ansible to connect to and deploy the playbook. Okay, so if I have 6 servers, I want Ansible to deploy the application to, then I will list the public IP addresses of those 6 servers. in a file, and the name of that file is either called the host or inventory. Do you copy that? Hello? Are we together?
No.
All right. The person that wants to pull our image, do you still want to go ahead?
Hi.
Hello, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, please, can you come again on the explanation of Ansible? I lost you for a bit.
Okay. So I said Ansible can create and deploy more than one container. It is a simple automation engine that you can use to automate all the commands you would naturally have executed one by one on your terminal. Okay? Ansible uses simple language called YAML, Y-A-M-L. Okay? Something machine language. Okay? These files, which we call YAML file, we also refer to them as playbooks, Ansible playbooks, okay? Or in some other literature, they are called manifests, okay? In Kubernetes, they are called manifests, right? Ansible can deploy on the host server. You know what I mean by host server? The server on which you have installed and configured Ansible. And it will also deploy, it also connects simultaneously to other nodes, other nodes, right? And deploy small programs, small applications, okay, on those nodes as well. Now, to execute Ansible, you need two important files, okay? You need the playbook and you need the inventory, or the inventory is also called hosts. The host or inventory is a file containing the list of all the servers, all the nodes you want Ansible to deploy to. So you keep all the public addresses of these servers in a file, and that file is called inventory or hosts file. You also need playbook. Playbook is a list of commands to execute for automation. Okay. Let me also show you what I've been talking about on their
Okay,
platform.
boss. I know Ansible is different from Kubernetes here, but what's like the key differences?
Good question. Kubernetes manages multiple containers. Ansible don't manage containers. Ansible only helps you to deploy them. Okay.
Please, can you take that one more time?
Kubernetes is a container orchestration tool. Orchestration now means manages, deploy, scaling, availability, all the things under orchestration. Ansible does not do all that. Ansible only helps you to automate the deployment of containers. Okay. And Ansible cannot even handle multiple containers. When you have multiple containers, you now begin to think of orchestration, and that is what Kubernetes do. Ansible is an IAC tool. Kubernetes is not an IAC tool. Are you with me, sirs?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other question?
So I've just launched Docker now, my system now. So do I
Okay,
want to
so
add as the user?
you said?
I've just launched Docker now on my machine.
Okay.
So what next time to do here?
It's okay, we'll come back to that.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So Ansible is an open source command line IT automation, okay, software application written in Python. It can configure systems, deploy software, and orchestrate advanced workflows to support application deployment, system updates, and more. Okay, so you might now hear this orchestrate and think, oh, but I also said Kubernetes can orchestrate. Yes, this guy is orchestrating workflows. Kubernetes is orchestrating containers. Okay. Its main strengths are its simplicity and ease of use. That is correct. Okay. What else? I want to show you. Okay, manage your inventory in simple text files. Okay. Here's what a plain text inventory looks like. Servers. These guys are using URL. Okay. We are going to be using IP addresses. Ansible. Two important files which they are also talking about here. Inventory and what? Playbook. Okay. Now look at the typical playbook. Okay. Every playbook begins with these three horizontal lines, or you call it three dashes. Okay. You can lump multiple playbooks on a single file as long as you start the next playbook with what? So I can say this. If I want to have another playbook, instead of having multiple playbooks, I want to have everything in one single playbook. At the end of one, I'll tap down and start with this three dash, meaning it signifies the beginning of the new playbook. Okay. So this is name, Apache server installed, hosts, web. Okay. These hosts refers to your what? Inventory. Do you copy that? So these guys are the hosts, right? Once inventory hosts are listed. So it means that all that is here, this task, let install Apache version, enable and running, copy this guy, perform them on this what? On these hosts. Does that make sense? Probably did this in your AWS or in Linux. You installed latest version of HTTPD on your Amazon Linux too, isn't it? Then when you are done, what did you do? You systemctl restart, systemctl enable. Is that not? Okay. And then you created index.html file and what? And put it in this place. Is that close to what you did? Or did you put something like, did you do something like a bootstrap within your EC2 instance? When you're setting up your EC2 instance.
I mean the user data side, Abby.
You said?
You mean the user data section?
Yes, user data.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah.
So as simple as those, you can also do with what? YAML file. Okay. So host file and playbooks. Okay. All right. I'll leave you to copy this link so you can come around and then read about Ansible. Okay, so can we take a detour and then return back to the person that wants to pull our. So you said you have launched a server and you have Docker on that server.
It's stored now, yes, sir.
Okay, so do you want to run Docker images? What's it telling you?
I think we need. There's something you did that time. Without you need to add it to add this as a group of yes.
Oh, I thought we've done all of that. So add the current user to the Docker group.
Okay, current user is good too.
Add the current user to the Docker group, and when you're done, restart the entire server. Sudo init 6. I thought you've done all of that. That means we just continue. The next thing we're going to do is to install.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Let's go and install Ansible on our Ubuntu. Okay. Any questions so far? All right. Clear. So we want to install Ansible. Let's update the server. Sudo apt update $1 sudo apt upgrade flag y. Okay, so clear. Don't forget, Ansible was written using Python, so we need to install some Python stuff. To do that, we first run. We have Java. We need Java as well. Let's hope that Ansible will work with Java 11. Otherwise, we also have to install Java 17 here. So we run sudo apt install Ansible flag y. All right, so how do we confirm Ansible is installed? Can you please mute yourself? If we run Ansible version, it says we have Ansible 2.10.8. That's cool. And we clear screen. Ansible we need to integrate with Docker, so we need to install some special Docker engine for Ansible. So we're going to run sudo apt install Python 3 pip flag white. Sudo apt install Python 3 pip flag white. All right, so we now use that pip to install the Docker engine that Ansible will work with. So we say pip install Docker. Right. And now we can now clear the screen because we have all that we need in place. So we need 2 files. What are the 2 files that I said we would need? I've talked about them extensively.
Ansible playbook.
Thank you.
That's
So
one.
what's the second
And
one?
the host file.
Thank you. So we say vi hosts and say insert list of production servers. You've not created them, so we just stop at that. Then vi deploy. What's the name of our app? I think it's Austin.
The greeting app, yeah.
Austin app dot what? YAML. Okay. So we say insert 1, 2, 3. You also stop there, or I do we have to stop there? Let me go copy the playbook file we're going to use so I can explain to us what's in the file, and then we can fire down. So far, so good. Any question?
So the question I have is the Ansible file, the Ansible server, is it the same server that has that Docker installed at the other time, or we deleted the Docker?
No, we didn't delete Docker. I see our staging server that we are using as our Ansible server. So that server
But
has
you did
metamorphosized.
the pip install against Docker again on it.
Yes. You think there's a problem?
we have to Docker installing it.
Yeah, so the other Docker is for like the engine for Ansible.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, so let me remove this. So let's start. Is this similar to what I showed you on the playbook file? Is it?
Yeah.
So let's look at it together. Host all. What does that mean?
It means all the production web server now, right?
It means all that you find inside the what? The host
host, yeah.
file. Okay. And then the tasks one by one. The first task, copy Docker file into remote machine. What's the keyword? Copy. Where is the source? The name of that file, Docker file. Okay. The destination dot. Where is this Docker file?
Sorry, the Docker file, not capital D.
Capital D. I
Why
did
is that
say
a small
so.
time? The Docker file in that location we're working with is not in capital D.
No, it's not.
Mm.
You did create your own in capital D.
I usually say that Docker file is not created in capital D. I don't know. Maybe.
No, our own is not in capital D.
Okay.
Or let's just go check. Let's
Check it there. Check it.
Do you see that? I usually give all my file names, everything in lowercase, so that it's because of this, of what just happened now. At any point in time, I will not have any doubt in my mind, or I will not be sleeping and trying to remember. Could it be that it did not work because of an uppercase? I know Linux is case sensitive. I just use everything all lowercase, except for when the tool insists it must be in a specific format. Like Jenkins file now. Jenkins file, the first letter must be the capital J uppercase, the rest. Wherever that file I've worked with, I'll always keep them all in lower cases.
I was thinking the Docker file is also the same as well. Okay.
Okay. So the Docker file, capital D will work, lowercase d will work. But by my own rule, I usually ensure that all my files are in what? All in lowercase, just so that I will not be having to remember which one do I put in this, especially when you are referencing it from other files. Okay. So look at it. Source Docker file, destination dot. Dot means you already answered yesterday. This current location. It means that this host file is in the same place where you have your what? Docker file.
Docker file, yeah.
The next task, copy.war file into remote machine. Okay. This is the name of the file, current location. Okay. Now look at the three things that were not allowing a repeated build on Jenkins yesterday. Stop the running container. Command Docker stop followed by the name of the container. If there is an error, ignore the error. That's what he's saying. Ignore error true. Okay. And a case where there can be error is when I say Docker stop the name of the container. If there is no container to stop, of course, you know there will be an error. And he's saying what? True.
No error.
Okay. So what that means is if I change this custom container, okay, look at this. Create custom image from Docker file. Docker build flag_t. If I keep another name here, this place, okay, let's keep @ford im here, and I keep @ford on, and I keep @ford im here. Okay, of course, you know that currently there is no container or image bearing @ford im and @ford con. Is that correct? So it will not see any of such container or such image to delete. So at that point, there will truly be an error. So what we are saying is what? Ignore such error. But by the time we are applying the manifest the second time, the first time it would have created them. But subsequent time we are applying the manifest, it will see such image and such container to delete. Does it make sense? Hello, everyone. Is it making sense to anybody?
Here too. It's not making sense here too.
Okay, are you following the class properly?
Yeah, I'm watching the video, but possibly
Okay,
when I watch it.
just to ensure you follow the class properly to make sense. What I'm saying is, stop running container. The command, docker stop @ford. There's no command here that we've not used before. And that's why Ansible is telling you in this place that it uses a simple what? Uses human readable language that is designed for getting started quickly without a lot of training, isn't it? So what you see here, you don't have to open and be closing a module or an argument. You don't need any if statement here, okay? And there's no command here that you have not seen before, right? So what did we ask Ansible to do? Copy Docker file into remote machine. Where's the remote machine? All the files in these hosts. And that's why we say all, okay? If you want to limit it, I will show you. Copy.war file, you have these files with this exact name in the same place where you have the Docker file. The next command is stop the running container, Docker stop @ford con. So if there is a container bearing @ford, it will stop it. If there is none, then it will generate an error. Then we are now saying ignore the error, true. Okay. Remove the running container. Of course, if you want to remove a container, you have to stop it first before you remove it. Okay. Then, if there's no container to stop, then there will not be any container to remove. But it is possible that a container is already stopped. And if you're asking it to stop it again, it will generate error. But to remove it, it won't be error. But if the container does not exist outrightly, that means there will still be error here as well. If there's no container at all bearing @ford con, there will still be error. So ignore the error. Then the next one is remove the running image, RMI @ford.im. If there is no image at all bearing @ford.im, there will be error. So ignore the error, true. Okay. Then the next thing now is create custom image from Docker file. Remember this Docker file that you have copied to all of those remote servers, which is your production server. Build this on them. Docker build Class30 @ford.im. So what that means is on those production servers, you must have Java installed. You must have Docker installed. Okay. When it has built, next thing is create and run container, which is the command. Docker run flag p flag name @con, then flag p 8080 @ford.im. So the first time you will apply this ansible, this error might occur. But subsequent time, the second, third, fourth time, you would have created an image, would have created a container that bears this name. So it will see an @ford con to stop, so there will not be error. It will see an @ford con to remove. It will see an @ford im image to remove. Does it make sense now? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So let's save this. Okay, so if I list, we now have our deploy, our Docker file, our host, and our web app.org. Next thing we need to go do is to go and launch host servers. Okay, so I'm going to give us an assignment here because of our time. What I would have loved that we do is we launch one Amazon Linux 2, we launch one Ubuntu, and we launch one Red Hat, and we launch one Debian. Four different distros. Okay. 4 distros of Linux. But because of our time, we won't be able to do that. So I'll give you as assignment. Here, we will launch two. When I say because of our time, I hope you know what I'm referring to. Because by the time we launch one, we will have to install Java. We will have to install Docker. Okay. We have to define set environment variable. Okay. On them. And if you are meticulous about your server, even though you're using it to learn, you have to go to ssh_config to enable password authentication and password those servers. Are you with me? Then you will now have to also establish SSH connection between your staging server and those 4 servers. Okay. So we're just going to do it with one here, but in your own practice assignment, you do it with 4. Okay. I do not envisage that you face any challenge. However, do not take my word for it. Practice with those 4 distros of Linux. I hope you copy that. So what we're going to do now is to take the image of the staging server, and we use that image to launch 2 servers. Okay. this guy. Images and templates. Create image. So let's call them production servers. Yes. For class demo. And then create. So while we are waiting for the AMI to be ready, Mr. Atford, is your Docker up and ready?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I said I've done init 0. So to close it off for now, let me listen first. I'll
Init
work on it
0 or init 6?
tomorrow, next tomorrow.
Did you say init
Init
0 or init 6?
I'll stop it.
Oh, you shut it down?
It's 0. Yes.
Why?
I want to listen first.
Oh, okay, that's beautiful.
You don't want to be distracted there. At the same time, save cost.
Okay, so while we are waiting for these guys to show status, to show available, can we just use the time to take our break? And then by the time we come back, we expect it to have been ready. Is that fair?
Okay,
Instead of
yes,
just
sir.
waiting.
Okay.
All right, so let's take 10 minutes
Okay.
break now.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, hello.
Yep. So our AMI is up. Let's just go ahead and use it to launch 2 production servers. And here we are going to be violating one of the rules of continuous availability by keeping 2 here. Keeping 2 here is not the violation. The violation is that we won't be able to vary the availability zone here. Okay. So let's call this road servers. Already have the AMI. We're using T2 medium. Okay. Keep here. Random keep here. And subnet, we're going to keep it in our own custom VPC. So this is what I'm saying. If we are putting both in private subnet 2C, there's no way we can say keep one of these server here, keep the other there. But you know the standard is no servers. Please mute yourself. The standard is that if you're going to have more than one server to host an application, then spread the servers across availability zones and if possible across region. Okay, but first across availability zones, because it's expected that your servers are first close to the source of the traffic. Okay, so if your customers or clients are predominantly Europeans, then there's no reason why you are putting your servers in Asia or in Africa or in North or South America. Your servers should be close to Europe, should be within Europe regions. Okay. So now within Europe region, you need to have more than one servers. Then you should spread them across availability zones. So selecting 2 here will not help us to do that. So know that I'm cautious of this error and I'm pointing it out. It is not a standard practice in production. Okay. Security group. We're going to use the existing JTT24. Okay. Public security group. This. Public subnet 2C. What else? Launch instance. All right. So what we're going to need next is two terminals. Worker, we can use this for now since we are not going to be using, we are not in Kubernetes yet. So let's go get the IP addresses of those servers. We return to EC2. Then we click on this. Production server. So let's copy this IP address. Worker node 1. And then Ubuntu username. Yep. Let's connect. And then continue. That's good. And then the second one as well. We're also going to copy public IP. We modify this. We also connect and then continue.
Sorry, sir. We are doing this because of this AM already contain Java and Docker installed, right?
What are we doing? What's the this, please?
That means my launching servers now that already contains those AMIs. They contain those tools already installed.
Yes, because we already have Java and Docker, so we won't have to begin to do all those stuff again. It
Afresh
saves
again.
time.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Not only that, if I list this now, see all that is here. But we don't need them.
Don't need them, yes.
Our YAML will send this and this to this place. So we're going to delete this 4. So that when our YAML is working, we are sure that our YAML is the one.
Yeah, one Windows. Yeah.
Remove this. Remove this. Remove this. We also remove this. And if I list.
But what do you advise to do? What advise to do? To do normal launching of instance, right? And put Java, everything.
It's not an advice, it's an assignment.
Okay.
It's not an advice, an assignment that in your own time, launch. Okay, you can use an AMI to launch an Ubuntu. So that's one out of 4. One is easy, but in your own, launch 4 distros. That means 4 different Linux. Okay, ask you to launch Amazon Linux, launch Ubuntu, launch Red Hat, and launch Debian. Okay, 4 distros of Linux. All right, so the command I used here, we also need it here. And if we list all that is gone, how about Docker? You see, so let's pull all this out here as well. So we say Docker rm hosting on Docker rm listcon Docker images. Okay. Docker rmi hosting im list im tomcat im removal of that Docker rmi. This one that does not have this and this. Okay. So now if I run Docker images, nothing. Beautiful. Can we do the same here? Docker rm hosting con and BlizzCon. Good. Docker rmi hosting this Tomcat. Okay. And we clear Docker images, Docker rmi this. And this. Okay. Docker images, Docker rmi, all of this. Good. Clear. Everything here is good. Docker ps flag a. Okay. Good here. And you clear. Docker ps flag a. Good here as well. If all of you have done the assignment I've sent you, you would have given me the command that can remove images and that can stop the container, remove the container, and remove the image all at once. There's a command which I've forgotten, but I know nobody did that 60 Docker command. If you have done it, someone would have been eager to save me from this trouble I keep myself. You know I'm right now. That's why you are smiling. The 60 command, too much to ask for. All right, so we now know that our production server 1 is clean. So also is this as well. Okay. We have Java installed. We also have Docker installed. Next thing we want to do is to ensure that the staging server can SSH into these two servers. So from here, we are going to generate keygen, copy the public file of that RSA key pair and put it in the authorized keys of each of these servers. Then we'll test the SSH. So let's do that. So we say SSH key gen. Don't forget, you're not supposed to use sudo for this command. Enter, enter, enter. Okay. Then we cd into .ssh. We list. So we now say cat id underscore rsa dot pub. So we copy all of this. We come here. We cd into .ssh. We list. So we vi authorized keys. We insert, tab down, and we paste. Last one. You save and you run right click bank. You go to the second server. Okay, you cd into .ssh. You list. Okay, and then use vi authorized keys. You insert, tab down, and paste. You save, right click bank. Then I expect somebody to ask me, what if I have like 20 servers? Will I do this to 20 servers? Something you can write an ansible command to do for you using sed. I invite you to find out what said command in Linux helps you to do. It helps you to automate editing of a file. Okay. All right. Now that we've done that, can we test SSH connection? Okay. Clear. So we say SSH, the name of the server, Ubuntu at. Don't forget, the password on these guys will be the password of the AMI we used. Are you aware? So what's the server ID? Let's start with the first one. Yes. Boom, we entered. Let's exit. Let's do for the second one. Yes. And that's it. There. Then we exit. Good. So can we now populate our host files?
And the address.
What do you say?
I said, complete the host file with the IP addresses.
Yes, sir. That's it. I'm glad you're following. So we go to our host file, edit it, and this time we keep in the IP addresses. Okay. So vi host file. The name of the user, insert Ubuntu at the IP address. I think that's for the second one. Ubuntu at the IP address is that's it. Okay.
So in our case, we'll be using the EC2 user.
Aha.
And,
So for Red Hat, EC2 user at. For
Mm.
Amazon Linux, EC2 user at.
Mm.
Or if you have created another user that you are using, the name of that user at. Do you
Okay.
get? Because
Okay, yeah,
nothing
yeah.
compels you to use the default user.
Mm.
You can decide to say you're not using Ubuntu, you want to use your own custom user. You've created user at the name of the user, and you've made the user a sudo and all of that.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so next thing we do, we save right quit bang. All right. So now we want to apply our ansible. Okay. So the command is simple. Ansible playbook flag hi hosts, the name of the YAML file, hosting YAML. Okay. And let's see what's going to happen. All right, seems everything worked. Okay, stop. Okay, let's start from the first one. Gathering facts, copy Docker file to remote machine. It worked. Copy .war file to remote machine. It also worked. Right? Now, stop running container. Error, no such container. Ignored. Ignoring. For the two servers, remove running container. Since there's no container bearing such, it ignored the error. Remove the running image. Since there's none, it ignored the error. Okay. Now, create custom image. It did that. Create and run container. It did that. Okay. So 8 task, 7 changed, ignored 3. Okay. So let's come here. Let's go to user home and let's list first. Boom. So we see our Docker file and web app.war. Let's run Docker PS, Hartford con, all right, and Hartford image. On what port? Port 8080. So let's go browse. Let's start with this one. Okay. On port 8080. Web app. Our application is reachable. Let's try with the second. On port. Uh-oh. Did I not copy? .8080 web app. Production server 1, production server 2. Okay. If you are to put these two servers, if you have to resolve it to, excuse me, gentlemen. If you have to resolve it using Route 53, how would you have done it? Let's say you have a URL www.hartford.com and you have two servers powering your application. How will you do that on Route 53? Hello, everyone. Can you hear me, everybody?
Yes, we can hear you.
So how will you do
Can hear
that
you.
on Route 53?
I think we create a request now.
So how do you do it? Are you going to, because you have one URL name, how do you create a record for two servers?
I think he tried to explain that, but he didn't do it. I asked that question too when he was teaching us. I asked him that question that I have one URL I want to use to deploy two different applications. The way he explained, he didn't do it practically. He just explained that you try, but I didn't try that time. Yeah.
You have a URL name to deploy two applications. And you can put them on different records. You can use www dot for one and use blog dot for another. Or
Yes,
you
no,
say,
that was explained. Yeah.
right? But
That was
you have
yeah.
3 servers powering the same application.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you line up the 3 servers for one URL name, www.artford.com. I just need to think about it. You already know it. It's what you've learned. First, you land the 3 servers up in a target group. You put the target group behind a load balancer. And then you put a load balancer on your Route 53.
Oh.
Did you do load balancer? Did you do load balancer? Huh?
Is application load balancer, Abi?
Yes, ALB.
ALB.
Even if it is network, it's still a load balancer. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So if you did load balancer, you know it is easy to do. You line up the 3 applications on target group, put it behind an internet-facing load balancer. When you get to Route 53, instead of using value under the record, you toggle on alias. Or you didn't do that in AWS.
Yes, yes.
You toggle on alias, they need to ask you, what do you need it for? Okay, so these are simple applications of what you have learned. Okay, because that's the situation you are facing right now on this screen, isn't it? 2 applications powering, 2 servers powering the same app. Is that not? Hello, are we together? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I thought. So what I would have taught us next is setting up a trigger, a GitHub trigger for this. But it looks as though we are overwhelmed already. So I'll just go and automate what we've done on Jenkins. I'll probably leave the trigger for next class. It won't take us up to 30 minutes. But I don't want to lose your attention. And I don't also want to overload you with too much of information. So let me just show you what we've done here. Not difficult to automate. The same project you have been working with, Project Angela. This time around, under the exec command, the commands to execute. This time we will change it to, we'll be using this command instead. This one here, ansible playbook, this. Meaning that after you are successfully built, okay, execute this command. So we come to configure. So I'm going to send that playbook to you, so you guys can also use it. I mean, I've shown you, you've read it. It's not difficult to work with the playbook. So even learn how to create one. Simple. Okay, and even on the job, you get a job tomorrow. It is not what you now begin to figure out. How do I create as long as you understand all the commands you want to put together, okay, copy a template on the internet and tweak it to suit your own. Okay, so see what we've done. We just change this to like I, and that's it. You save this. Next, let us build. It's a successful build. Can you see that? The build is successful. And if we build again, it is still going to be successful. So to complete this pipeline, thank you, this automation, we have to get to a point whereby we are not coming to click build by ourselves. Okay. So we should get it to the point whereby the moment GitHub, our, here's it. Can we go to configure? We need to get to a point whereby the moment our repo on GitHub detects a push, a successful push, it will trigger Jenkins to build. Are you with me? This repo here, the moment it detects a what? A push, it will trigger Jenkins to go ahead and build. And if you will allow me, I will show you that in less than 15 minutes. But because I'm not getting so much feedback from you guys, I think you're tired. So we can do that in our next class. Or what do you think? I'm only hearing Mr. Atford's voice. I want to assume I'm taking you to where you don't know, or your eyes is turning on its own. It is you that want to become DevOps, so but I can assure you it is worth it. If you don't run. You can't even run at this stage. You've come to us far. I didn't want to run.
There's zero there. You have to remove that zero.
That's why I ask you to leave without saving.
Oh, okay, fine, okay.
All right, everyone, any question? Any question? I will allow you to go and practice what we've learned thus far.
I want to ask a question.
Please
This
go
part
ahead.
that we just did last now, does that connect with that the image you put to Docker Hub?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't. The image pushed to Docker Hub, we use it for Kubernetes. Okay. Or if it happens that I take down my staging server and I also take down my workstation server, okay, and I quickly want to deploy a containerized app, it is available on my Docker Hub. So I just need to set up a server, install Docker, install Java, set environment variables, pull the image, and then
Oh, okay.
the app is up.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Run the container. So
Yes, run into container. Does that make sense?
yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
I'll practice this week. I will just try and practice this week and get it up running. Yeah.
I must be honest, this is one of the sets that I've been asking very salient questions. I mean, I'm enjoying coming to this class to come and teach. Okay, another set that has really done that to me is January set. But these ones are plenty, so you expect to have all manners of questions from a plenty class. They were 25. Good. All right. And anyway, they are doing well. About 7 of them are getting jobs. Is a good one. So if there are no other questions, we'll continue next weekend. Okay. Please take your time, watch class videos, and then how did I get
Can I reach
here?
out to you? Can I reach out to you within a week?
Oh, why not? Please.
Okay, sir. Okay.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.
Good night. Yeah. Thanks.